Good morning to all. I welcome you to the second session of Enigma. So in this session I want to explain the first and the meaning of the first stanza. Before going to explain the stanza, I will ask a few questions. That is, the first one is who provides you everything at home? Who provides you everything at home? Is it mother or father? Some persons may say father, some person may say mother, but the right answer is mother. Is it clear? So father fetch you money to run the entire family, whereas the mother provides you everything at the home. Is it clear? She takes care of you all in the home. Provides means what is that? She provides what is that? She provides tiffin. She prepares lunch box. She prepares lunch and she prepares what is a dinner, and she what is that? She washes your clothes. She prepares bed. Okay. She prepares what is a snacks. And she will do anything. She will do anything for children and her family members. So the boss at the home, just at the ending of the question is what is that at the home. In the house, the father is the boss, but at the home, who is the master? Who is the Lord? The mother is Lord, no doubt at all, because she works for what is that nearly 16 hours for a day. Okay, she gets up before we get up, before all the family members get up, and she goes to bed after all family members go to bed. So in this time gap, what will happen? Or in this period, she will do all sort of works. What is that? To make the family members happy. To keep all the family members unite. Is it clear? So I think it's clear to all. Okay. In the home, the boss is the father, but at the home, who provides you everything means what is that? Mother. My second question is what is that? Who is most responsible person at the home? Who is the most responsible person at the home? Again, the answer is what is that? The mother only. Again, what is that? Answer is mother. When you get up from the bed, if there is no bed coffee at the bedside, who is the responsible? To whom you blame? The mother only. Is it clear? You blame your mother and you may scold your mother because you don't have bed coffee when when as soon as you get up from the bed. So here also, who is the responsible? Your mother. Your lunchbox is not prepared at the time your college bus come to your village or your junction. So who is the responsible? Your mother only responsible for that. And if your shoes are not polished properly, who blames you? Or to whom you blames you? Is it clear? So you blame your mother. So there is a a regular item in a tiffin or during the tiffin. There is only idli as a tiffin. You complain or you blame to whom you blame? Your mother only. So suppose your bag is not prepared, or if you don't have pen in your bag, you blame your mother only. Or your father, gets late to his his father gets late to his office. Whom he blames? Your mother only. Or your grandfathers do not find their medicines. To whom they blame? Your mother only. Is it clear? Your shirt is not washed properly. To whom you blame? Your mother only. For all sort of problems, to whom you blame? Your mother only. Your mother only. So the most responsible person at the home is, again the answer is, what is that? The mother only. What is that? The mother. Is it clear what I am saying? So my third question is, does your mother get respect from your family members or from you? She is doing all kinds of things. Okay, she works as a machine. She works nearly 16 hours for a day or 18 hours for a day. Do you respect you? Do you respect your mother? Or your father respect your mother? Or any family member? Does any family member respect you? Respect your mother? No one respects her. Okay, we feel the valueless the person in the home is the mother. But she does many things to make you happy, and to make her family members happy, to make her children happy, and to make her family members happy. Is it clear? Is it clear? So you are going to your college, or your father and your father is going to office. You are doing your father is doing his office work, or you are going to your college. You are busy with your classes. You spent so much time in the classes. After completion of the classes, after coming to the home, you feel that you did a lot of work. You feel tired. You have a headache. Okay, you commended your mother to get a coffee or to get a medicine, and to make him happy, to make you happy, to make you happy. Do you think, or don't you think your mother is doing same kind of work in the family after you are going to your college? So your mother is working like a machine. Even after you are going to your college, the mother is not taking rest. She is working. She is working in the home. Okay, she is doing same kind of work like you, but she never feels tired. She never feels pain. Even she feels pain. Even she feels tiresome. She never take rest. Is it clear what I am saying? So I think what I am saying, all the things you may experience, or you might be experienced. Okay, so that is. So what I am saying is here, no one gives respect to mother. So that is my last question is. The fourth question is, what happened if there is no mother in the home? What happened? There is no mother in the home. So if there is no mother in the home, what will happen? The home is not in the home is not in order. The home is not in neatly. It is not in neat. It is not neat. The home is not neat. The things in the home is not properly ordered. The home is not proper. Home is not proper. I think you know that the children, the behavior of the children who doesn't have a father, sorry, who doesn't have a mother. Okay, their behavior is rude. They don't know the morals, and they don't have a proper dressing sense, and their clothes are not what is that, neat. They are dirty. They don't have a proper haircut, and their language is very rude. Is it clear what I'm saying? So just compare the behavior of the children who have mother with the children, the behavior of the children who have a mother. Who have a mother. Is it clear? So the children who have a mother, they have a right manners. They have a good right dressing sense. They use polite language. They respect all the elders. They respect the teacher. Is it clear what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is here, if there is no mother, the children will not develop properly. The family members are not happy. The house is not in order. The things in the bedroom may be in the dining hall when there is no mother in the home. The things in the dining room may be in the bedroom. The things in the toilet may be in dining room. In a dining room or kitchen. So the things are not in proper if there is no mother in the home. So what I'm saying is here, the mother is the boss at home. She keeps everything in a right manner. Is it clear? She makes the children learn many things from her father. She teaches many things to her children. This is the keep these points in your mind and to come to the poem. And this poem, any woman is a prayer. It's a prayer to God. In this poem, mother is praying to God. Mother is praying to God. It is in the form of prayer. It is in the form of prayer. The speaker in this poem is a mother. The speaker in this poem is who? The mother. Is it clear? So here it is a prayer, and the speaker is a mother. Okay, a mother in the house. And here the poetess Catherine Tynan uses figures of speech metaphor. The metaphor. She uses many metaphors. She uses what is that? Metaphor. I have to explain what is the metaphor. Metaphor means a comparison between two equal things. It's a direct comparison. For example, I think here I have listen. Example is what is that? I am a tiger. I am a tiger in the battlefield. Is it clear? So here I compared with tiger. I am compared with what is the tiger? Where? In the battlefield. So it is a metaphor. And simile is what is that? I am like a tiger in the battlefield. It's not direct comparison. It is also comparison. It is not direct comparison. So when there is a like or as to compare the things or the persons, that is called simile. Without having like and as, okay, to compare two things or two persons or two animals, that is called metaphor. That is called a metaphor. Direct comparison is metaphor. She used many what is the metaphor. She used metaphors in most of lines in this poem. It is a 6 stanzas poem. It's a 6 stanzas poem. Is it clear? This is about the poem. This is about the poem. And now listen the first stanza of the poem. Listen. I am the pillars of the house. I am the pillars of the house, the keystone of the arch am I. Take me away, and the roof and the wall would fall to ruin me utterly. Ruin me utterly. See here, I am the pillars of the house. Here I, who is the I here? Mother. A mother in the home. A mother in the home. See, Catherine Tynan compares a mother with what is that? The pillars of the house. The pillars of the house. Okay, it is a direct metaphor. It is a metaphor. It is a direct comparison. What is the metaphor? The pillars of the house. And another one, see, the keystone of the hearts, I am. It's not the exact sentence. What is the exact sentence? It is the first and it is the second point. Second part. I am the keystone of the arch. I am the keystone of the arch. I am the keystone of the arch. Keystone means the main stone of the arch. Who is that? A mother. Here mother compares with the pillars of the house, and the mother compares with what is that? The keystone in the arch. Listen, here the pillars nothing but these are the pillars. If you think it is a house, these four are called pillars. And see, the pillar supports the entire home. The pillar gives what is that? So much support. It bears entire the roof. Is it clear? It bears the burden of the roof. Is it clear what I am saying? The pillars support the house. The pillars gives what is that? Strength to the entire home. Strength to the entire home. Is it clear what I am saying? So here the mother compares what is that? Mother is compared with the pillars of the house in this poem. In this poem. And another one, the keystone. What is the keystone? Pillars means which gives us support and strength to the walls and the roof in the home, that is called pillars. Arch means the keystone or arch. These are the two difficult words here. Just listen, what is the arch? This is called arch. The curved shape of the starting of the house is called what is that? Arch. It's a curved shape. So this is called arch. The beginning is the starting of the house. It's the entrance of the house. It's the curved shape of the house is called, the entrance of the house is called arch. So what is the keystone? The main stone in the what is that? Arch is called keystone. The main stone. And the locking stone in the arch is called, this is arch. What is that? The locking stone in the arch is called keystone. If this stone is fallen down, what will happen? The entire arch will be broken. Is it clear what I am saying? So if there is no keystone, or if there is if the locking stone in the arch may fallen down, what will happen? The entire arch will be destroyed or fallen. Is it clear what I am saying? That is the reason why. That is the reason why the mother is compared with what is that? Keystone in the arch. Keystone in the arch. If there is no pillars, what will happen? The entire house will be ruined. The entire house will be what is that? Fallen down or destroyed. Is it clear what I am saying? That is the reason why these are the two things. What are the two main things in the house? The pillars are the two main things. Pillars are the main things. And the other one, the keystone, the arch is the main thing to stand the home properly and strongly. There is no pillars, what will happen? The entire house will be fallen down. There is no keystone in the arch, the entire arch will be fallen down. That is the reason why the poetess compared a mother with what is that? Pillars of the house and a keystone of the house. Keystone of the arch. Is it clear what I am saying? So here, listen. The work of the mother is how the pillars of the house bears the entire burden of the house and of the roof. In the same manner, the mother bears the burden of entire family members. So the how the pillars give support to the entire the house. In the same manner, the mother also gives the support to who is that? All the family members in the house. She She bears the burden of the family members. Who is that? The mother only. The mother bears the what is that? The burden of the family. Burden of the family. Is it clear how the pillars bear the entire the burden of the roof and the roof and the wall? Is it clear? And the mother gives a strength to the family members. Mother is the strength of the family members. Is it clear? So that is the reason why she compared with what is that pillars and the arch stone. See, listen. Next one is take me away. Here, me means what? Pillars and the keystone. Take me the pillars and the keystone away. What will happen? The roof and wall would fall in to ruin. To ruin me utterly. Here, me means what is that? Mother. But the mother is who is that? The house. The main metaphor in this poem is house. The main metaphor in this poem is house. The mother is compared with the house, total house. Is it clear? Primal metaphor is the house. Primarily, the poetess, the present poetess compared mother with the house. Secondly, what will happen? The mother is compared with the main things in the house. Is it clear? So here me means house, or indirectly who is that? The mother. Direct comparison here with the house. Here mother. Me nothing but mother here. I nothing but mother. Is it clear? See here mother compared with the house. Mother compared with it, there is no pillars, and if there is no keystone of the house, what will happen? The roof and the walls. The roof and the walls would fall and ruin. Ruin means destroy. Ruin means destroy. Ruin me utterly. Utterly means completely. Am I clear? So here there is no pillars in the home. There is no arch stone, keystone in the arch. What will happen? The walls and the roof would fall to ruin me utterly. Would fall and destroy the house. Destroy the house completely. Destroy the house completely. The roof is standing. The walls are standing properly because of whom? Because of the pillars. And because of what is that? Keystone in the arch. Keystone in the arch. There is no mother, what will happen? The house will be destroyed. Okay, there is no happiness if there is no mother in the home. Okay, when there is a mother, she prepares everything. When after you come to home, what will happen? You may take rest, or you may, if you get hunger, you may have a lot of edibles which are prepared by your mother. You can eat it. You can repress by eating that. Is it clear? And what is that? As soon as you get up from the bed, there must be coffee beside your bed. So which is prepared by your mother. There is no mother. What will happen? Your clothes are not proper. You don't have good behavior. You don't know what is right and what is wrong. Is it clear? So what I am saying here, if there is no mother in the home become a burial ground. A home became a dustbin. Home becomes what is that? A dustbin, like a dustbin. Okay, there is a home so that see what is it? She keeps the entire. If the mother is there in the home, there is a mother in the home. The mother keeps the entire home proper and neat and clean. She arrange everything in a right order. Is it clear what I am saying? There is no mother. What will happen? So the house destroyed completely. House is destroyed completely. Is it clear what I am saying? This is the meaning of the first stanza. In this stanza, Catherine Tynan compares a mother with what is that, the pillars of the house, the keystone of the arch. If there is no pillars and the keystone of the arch, what will happen? The entire, so the wall, the roof and the wall would fall to ruin the house completely. Here meanings, what is that? The house. House in the sense, what is that? The mother. Is it clear? This is the meaning of the first stanza. We will meet in the next class. Thank you very much.